OpenAI's Assistants API is a game changer, and in this video I will show you everything you need to know to create your very own assistants, and we will also have a look at implementing these assistants in a Node project. To get started, go over to platform.openai.com and then on the left hand side click on Assistants. Here you will see a list of available assistants. To create an assistant, click on Create. We can now enter a name for our assistant. For this demo, I would like to create a math tutor. So let's call this assistant Math Tutor. And for the instructions, I will enter "You are a personal math tutor. Write and run code to answer math questions." And we can use this to prime our model. We now need to select the model that we would like to use. At the time of recording, the best models to use with assistants is GPT-4 1106 Preview or GPT 3.5 Turbo 1106. Now we can select the tools that we will make available to our bot. For example, we can add functions. If we click on Add, we can see examples of these functions. For instance, a function to fetch the current weather. Code Interpreter allows the assistant to write and execute code. For this demo, that's exactly what I want, so I'll enable this. Retrieval allows the assistant to answer questions from a knowledge base. So if you want, you can enable retrieval and then upload files for the knowledge base. These files could be text files, PDFs, Word documents, CSV, and more. To create the assistant, all we need to do is click on Save. Now, in the Assistants dashboard, we can see our new assistant. We can click on this assistant to make additional changes, or to run this assistant, we can simply click on Test. In the playground, we can make changes to our assistant, but in the middle of this page, we can see this heading called Thread. Threads are conversations. Whenever we start a new conversation, a unique thread ID will be generated, and we can then use these threads in very unique ways. For instance, in our code, we can retrieve an existing thread and that will pull in the conversation history. And that will allow the user to continue with a past conversation. We will see that in action in the Node section of this video. In order to add messages to a thread, we can simply add a message here. And since this is a math tutor, let's ask it to solve this equation. We now have the option of adding this message to the thread, and this will add the message without executing the assistant, and it will allow us to add multiple messages to this thread. I'll simply click on Add and Run to execute this immediately. And after a second, we can see that the code interpreter was triggered, and as a result, we can see that the solution to the equation is x equals 1. Because in our instructions, we asked our assistant to write and run code to answer these questions. This triggered the code interpreter. We can actually click within these brackets to view the Python code that was written to solve this problem. And we can simply click on Code Interpreter to close this. Secondly, we can click on this little arrow over here to view the result, which was 1. To see what happened behind the scenes, we can now click on Logs. And in Logs, we can see the individual calls to the Assistants API that make up this conversation. And this is useful for troubleshooting the assistant. Now, let's have a look at this in our Node project. In VS Code, I've simply opened up a new folder. So let's open up the terminal to initiate a new Node project by entering npm init-y. Now, I'm just going to make one small change to the package file. Under main, I'm going to add a new property called type with a value of module. Then, back in the terminal, let's install a few packages by running npm install OpenAI and .env. We will use the OpenAI package to interact with the OpenAI Assistants API, and .env will contain our OpenAI API key. In the root of our project, create a new file called .env, and in this file, create a new variable called OpenAI_API_key. Now, we just have to fetch our OpenAI API key. We can get our API key by going to OpenAI and then in the menu, click on API Keys. Here, click on Create New Secret Key, give it a name. I'll just call mine Math Tutor, then copy the key, and then back in VS Code, paste in that key. Now let's create a new file and let's call it app.js. To get started, let's import a few things at the top of this file. First, I want to import these environment variables from the .env file. So let's type import all as .env from .env. Then second, let's import OpenAI from the OpenAI package by typing import OpenAI from OpenAI. Then let's type .env.config, and this will make these environment variables available to our application. Now let's create an instance of OpenAI by typing const OpenAI is equal to new OpenAI, and this takes an object as input with the property of API key, and this API key is equal to process.env.openai API key. Now we are able to perform quite a few actions on the assistants, and we will go through each of these methods in detail. First, we have the option of creating a new assistant, or we can retrieve an existing agent like our math tutor. We can create a new assistant by calling OpenAI.beta, and do take note that at the time of this recording, these functions are all sitting in the beta package in OpenAI. On beta, we can now go to assistants, and within assistants, we can call create. Create takes an object as input, and the first parameter that we need to pass is name. For the name, let's call this economics tutor. Then secondly, we can pass in an instructions parameter with a value of something like you are an economics tutor. Then we also need to specify a property called tools, which is an array of objects. This list of tools is the same as this list of tools on the OpenAI website. So let's say for our economics tutor, we also want to make the code interpreter available. So in our code, we can add an object to this array. This object has a property called type, and for the type, we can specify the tool that we want to add, like code interpreter. Then lastly, we also have to specify a property called model. And for model, we can specify any of these available models. So I'll just enter GPT-4-1106 preview, like so. Let's test this out by running our application in the terminal by typing node space app. And let's run this. After this is executed, we can go back to OpenAI and let's refresh this page. And we can now see our economics tutor. And when we click on this, we can see all the information that we passed in through the code. And we can also see that the code interpreter is enabled. Now, in order for us to continue with this code, we need to store the assistant ID in a variable. The assistant ID is this value that we can see over here. So after creating a new assistant, this ID is generated. So in our code, we can simply retrieve an assistant by using its ID. In order to get this assistant ID after creating a new assistant, we can simply await this response as the create method is a promise, and we can assign this to a variable, like so. And this assistant object will now contain that ID of the assistant that we created. But let's now have a look at retrieving an existing agent. I'll comment out this code, and then let's create a new variable called assistant, which is equal to OpenAI.beta.assistants.retrieve. Now we can simply pass in the assistant ID, and that will fetch the existing assistant and assign it to this variable. Let's retrieve this math tutor assistant. After clicking on this, we can simply copy this ID and then in the code pass that ID into this retrieve function as a string. This retrieve method is a promise which we need to await. So we can do that simply by adding await in front of this call. And let's go ahead and console log this assistant variable. In the console, let's go ahead and run this app again. And we can see that we did indeed fetch the math tutor assistant. And now that we have our assistant assigned to a variable, whether that was done after creating the assistant or fetching an existing assistant, we can now go ahead and create a thread. Now let's move on to threads. Basically, threads are conversations. In a production app, whenever a user starts a new conversation, you would typically go and create a new thread or a new conversation, and then store the ID of that thread in a database somewhere to associate it with that user. And that will then allow you to fetch that existing conversation and allow the user to continue with that conversation in your application. In order to create a thread, we can simply do the following. First, I will create a new variable for that thread, which is equal to await OpenAI.beta.threads.create. And let's go ahead and console log this thread. And let's run our app. After executing this, we can see the unique ID of this new thread or conversation, and we can now use this thread ID to add new messages to this thread. So let's go ahead and create a new message. In order to add a message to the thread, we can create a new variable called message, which is equal to await OpenAI.beta.threads.messages.create. And all we have to do now is specify the thread ID that we would like to add this message to by typing thread.id. Then secondly, we need to pass in an object, and this object takes in two properties. The first one being a role property with a value of user. And the second property is content. And this property contains the user message. For example, what is 500 times 500? Now that we've added a message to the thread, all that remains is to run this assistant. To run the assistant, we can create a new variable called run, which is equal to await OpenAI.beta.threads.runs.create. This takes in the thread ID as input, and also we need to pass in an object, and in this object we need to specify the assistant ID, which we can get from our assistant variable .id. And optionally, we can specify an instruction. For instance, address the user as Leon. Let's go ahead and console log this run variable, like so. In the terminal, let's go ahead and execute our application. After executing this code, we get this unique run ID, but what's very important is this status. The run could take some time to complete, and at the moment the status is queued. We can get the latest status of a run by doing the following. Let's actually comment out this run statement over here, and let's also comment out this logic to create a new message. And let's also remove this code to create a new thread. In order to get the latest status of a run, we can do the following. Let's create a new variable called run, and then let's await OpenAI.beta.threads.runs.retrieve. This method takes in two properties, the thread ID and the run ID. Let's simply grab this thread ID from here and pass it in as a string. And secondly, we need to provide the run ID, which I'll simply grab from over here. In a real-world application, you would typically store this information in a database, which is associated with your user. In the terminal, let's execute this application. And we can now see that for this run ID, the status is completed. This completed status means that the assistant processed our messages and came back with a response. In order to retrieve that response, we need to call a special method in the OpenAI package. Let's go ahead and comment this out. In order to retrieve messages from a thread, we can do the following. I'll simply create a new variable called messages, which is equal to await OpenAI.beta.threads thread.messages.list, and this takes in the thread ID. I'll simply copy the thread ID from the console. Again, this should be retrieved from a database in a real application. This should now return the latest list of messages assigned to this thread. Let's console log these messages, like so. Let's go ahead and run our application again. In the response, if we go down, we can see this data property, which is an array of values. It is this data property that contains our messages. And in this data property, there are two messages at the moment. The first one having the role of user, and the second having the role of assistant. In order to see the contents of this object, we can do the following. In the code, let's type messages.body.data.forEach. For each will give us the message. And then for each message, we will simply console log the output. So I'll just move this up into the for each statement. And for the console log, we will output message.content. Let's go ahead and run this again. And this time we can see the actual values from this thread. First, we can see our message to the assistant, and then we can see the response from the assistant. Lastly, we are also able to fetch the logs for the thread, and we can use that to see what happened behind the scenes. These logs are the same logs that we saw earlier in this demo. To fetch the logs, all we have to do is create a new variable like logs, which is equal to await openai.beta.threads.runs.steps.list. And this takes in the thread ID, which I'll simply copy from the console and pass it in as a string value. And then for the second parameter, we need to provide the run ID, which I'll simply copy from the console as well, and then pass it in as a string, like so. I'm actually going to comment out this code as well. So now we are only left with the logs. Let's console log these logs, and let's run our application again. Within the body of these logs, we can see this data property, which contains two objects. And within data, we can see those two objects with step IDs. And for each object, we can see a status for these individual steps. In order to see the details of these logs, we'll simply write a for each on these again. So on logs.body.data, we can run for each, which will give us the log, and for each log, we'll perform this console log. So let's move this up, and then on log, we can simply view step underscore detail. Let's test this. In the terminal, let's run node app. And now in the terminal, we can see the details for each of those steps. The first step was the message creation, which was the message we passed to the assistant. And secondly, we can see in the logs that the code interpreter was used to come up with the solution. There are plenty of other topics that we could cover, so please let me know down in the comments if you would like to see more videos on Assistants API.